the Central Florida Salute. I'm your host, Bob Peters, and I'm here at the American Legion Post 35 in beautiful Mount Dora. You have to come down and check it out if you're in the area. And this is part 2 of a 3-part series we're doing to celebrate women in the military. And I have the honor of having a Gold Star mom with me. We're going to talk about her daughter, her heroic daughter, and this is Debbie White.
Yes.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
We're from Marlboro Township in Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
In Ohio. We had all our children in Marlboro. They were born and raised there, and it's a country community. So we're out in the country, and it's just beautiful there.
Well, good. I'm glad you like it. You have a couple of kids, and one of your children was Ashley. Ashley joined the Army, and we're going to be talking about her. But she has a twin, right?
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. We have a couple of twins here, you know, with Stephanie. We just did a show with her, and Catherine.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your daughter. What made her go in the Army? You know?
She did it through college. She got interested in joining the ROTC. And so her freshman year of college, she did join the ROTC and went through their program and got her degree at Kent State University. She went through basic training at Fort Leonard Wood for military police, but she wanted to be on the medical side. So she was in the Ohio National Guard after college, and she did get accepted to the med service portion of that and went to Fort Sam Houston and did basic there. And from there she moved to North Carolina. And in North Carolina she was at the Goldstar, North Carolina Guard. And to get to the Army, she saw a poster, and it was calling for women to join this elite program and do the training and get selected and become a part of the Army and Special Operations.
Yeah, I don't know too much. I got this book about your daughter. I just got it the other day. I haven't obviously, actually I got it last night, so I haven't read it yet. But she joined a special unit, and she had to do some rather vigorous training, from what I understand.
Yeah, their training was, I'm not going to say was exactly like the Rangers, because no one could be like a Ranger. But it was 100 hours of what they call hell, and it was very rigorous and very hard. A lot of really tough challenges to get to the point to where they were accepted into the CST program.
She had to prove herself, and she did.
They did. They had to prove themselves. I believe there was 385 women in her selection group, and at the end they chose, I believe, 84 of them.
Wow.
And Ashley was number 2.
That's great.
So she did a very, she was very physically fit and very focused on being professional and doing things right.
Did she do a lot of sports in school? Or?
She did not do a lot of sports in school. She did cross country and track. She did grow up in the gymnastics world, which taught her, I believe, discipline like crazy. So I think that helped a lot with the military. It was a good fit for her because she was used to the disciplinary. And
dedication.
Yes.
Yeah. So she went to basic, you said, and then from basic, where did she go? Do you know? She didn't go right overseas, did she?
No, from basic training she went to North Carolina and joined the Goldsboro, North Carolina Guard, which was a med service guard, and she was a platoon leader there. So, and she didn't get deployed until after she joined the
regular Army.
The Army, the Special Ops side of the Army.
Yeah. Wow. So, did you know that about what she was doing? About being in the Special Ops?
Let's say that she told us that she was in Special Ops. In fact, her and her husband always kind of joked with each other because he was a captain and she was a lieutenant. So, you know, he held rank on her. But he said once she transitioned over to Special Ops, he says, I can't say that anymore because she can go places and she's got clearance places that I can't even stick my toe in. So
yeah, well, you know, in that regard, no husband has rank over his wife. Trust me.
I don't think so.
No, we don't stand a chance.
No, you don't.
But he's a captain.
Yeah, in the Army.
Is he still in?
I don't know. We haven't seen him or talked to him for a long time. The last I knew, he was still in it. I don't know if he was going to retire there or if he opted out or where he's at.
So she wound up over in Afghanistan, right?
She did. When she got deployed, she was deployed to Afghanistan.
How long was she there?
She was there. She left in August, and she passed in October.
Yeah. Would you like to tell people what happened, or shall I? I don't want to make
She
this
was
hard.
over there, and, you know, when the CSTs get over there, they were assigned to their units, and Ashley was assigned to the 275th Ranger Regiment. So she would go out on night missions with them and pull the women out of the compound and the children and speak to them. And the reason it worked is because when they took their helmets off, the women knew that they were women because they would let their hair down and put the scarf on. And the women felt very comfortable talking to another woman.
Yeah.
And that's what they needed because the men could not go in and do that because those women weren't allowed to talk to men except for their husbands. So it really worked for them. So
It's a whole different kind of world.
it's a whole different world, a whole different culture, yes.
Yeah.
So she was on a night mission that night, and someone triggered a daisy chain IED, and she was in the fire.
So we lost her and two other soldiers, right?
Yes, Christopher Dubé and Christopher Horn.
Yeah. Well, may they rest in peace. And
Yes.
thank them for their service. And I appreciate you coming here, and I appreciate you talking about it. We cannot say enough about our military and the sacrifices and the families. You know, I have several friends who are unfortunately Goldstar parents.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to be sitting here with you. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here because I think what this is doing for women, these homes that they are building to help them, I think it's awesome.
That's our next topic. New beginnings.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, so you want to start talking about it, or would you like me to talk a little bit
Go
about
ahead.
it? Well, New Beginnings is all about the women's veterans transitional housing. And Maria Boganoff down in the Villages and our friend Catherine Willis here, they got together and started thinking about this. And this housing is to help women transition from out of the military. They get 2 years to transition out, and they're raising money to buy the house. And I think it's a great project. I've been supportive with them. I've talked to the my AMVETS Post and the Eagles and a lot of other veterans organizations which I'm affiliated with, and we're trying to help support this because I think it's a great project. And you know, only 16% of the women serve in the military.
Yes.
And they don't get enough credit, in my opinion. So, but what's the name of this house going to be called?
Oh, well, we are very honored that it's going to be called the Ashley House.
Yeah.
So, and you know, it's perfect because if Ashley was alive and she knew about this program, she'd be right in there helping because that's what Ashley was all about, helping people.
Yeah, and she is very much still part of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She's looking down and
Yes.
we're going to get that done. We got to get this done. Now, from what I understand too, everybody goes, well, it's for veterans, right? Why doesn't the VA just pay for it? Do you know that? VA doesn't pay. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because it's separate. You can't separate the men from the women. You have to put them both together in the same facility. They won't allow separate. So this is why it's important to raise all this money to make sure this happens. And from what I understand, and I could be wrong, which could be wrong, that when these women are transitioning, they feel more comfortable being around other women. And let's leave it at that, okay? And do you know the size of the house or anything, or where they're going to put it?
I believe Marie told me that it was going to house 7 women veterans, and I do not know the location. It's somewhere here in Florida, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be in Lake County. I heard a rumor, and I'm not going to go on the air and say where it is because I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I'll let Maria and Catherine make that announcement when they make it. But yeah, I met you last night at the book signing, and this is the book. It's called Ashley's War, and I'm going to let you tell people who the author is because I can't pronounce it.
The author is Gail Tismock-Lamont, and she was asked to write an article about Ashley after the magazine had found out about her, and so she approached us and wanted to write this article, and she wrote the article, and when she turned the article in, the editor of the magazine handed it back to her and said, this is bigger than an article. It needs to be a book. People need to know about what these women are doing. Because it's called Ashley's War, and the story is about Ashley, but it's about the women who were with Ashley. Yeah. I mean, they become a huge sisterhood, and just like the Rangers do, or the Green Berets, and these women need to be recognized for what they're doing. Absolutely. Because really, they weren't supposed to be out there, because it was still against military rules. Yeah, but But for thousands of years, they have been. But yes. Now they can be out there, and they had to get rid of those rules. And that's a good thing for women, because now women can be what they want to be in the military, in all branches of the military. Absolutely, absolutely. And you saw the mural that we have over yes. here in this Legion Post, and it was done by Catherine. And the artist, you met the artist, she's over there sitting down, yes. looking, smiling. Wonderful. And they did a fantastic job, and it traces the history of women veterans over there. And I've always said that I don't think they get enough credit. And I have a friend of mine who is, by the way, he's with Florida Arts and Media, and he's the not-for-profit organization that Central Florida Salute is. We are not-for-profit. We just try to preserve history, educate, and remember. That's why you see Central Florida Salute. That's what we're all about. And Mr. Bill Suki is the guy, the Florida Arts and Media, that holds the 501c for us. And any money we raise goes into production. And he wrote the book, and he's another one of these guys who believes that women don't get enough credit. But he also produced a movie called WASP, Women Air Force Service Pilots, and the history of these women volunteering but not getting recognized during World War II. Yes. And today, you look nowadays, what women are doing in the service, they do everything. Everything, Personally, I think we need a woman president. Well, now, when I spoke at the Women's Museum, when you said World War II women being recognized, I will tell you, there was a World War II veteran there, still in her wool uniform at my speech that I did. And she came up to me afterwards, and she wanted to shake my hand. And you know what she said to me? She says, your daughter made what I did important. And I says, because all I wanted to do is thank her for her service, because I saw her in her uniform, and she was so cute, and she goes, no, I want to thank you, because she made what I did more important, and people know who I am now. Yeah, I tell you, we did a show here, well, not here, in my studio in Leesburg, and with a 100-year-old nurse from she was at the Philippines with McCarthy, and she was sharp as a tack. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, yeah. But when you look at the history of women in the service, and now they're fighter pilots, they're helicopter pilots, they're infantry, they're like you say, you're like your daughter. She's going into high-risk areas and protecting us, and we owe them so much, Well, and when they serve together like that, like Ashley was with the Rangers out there, I think they need to stop looking at it as male and female, and they need to look at it as they're soldiers. Comrades. They're comrades. They're soldiers. They're not male, they're not female, they're soldiers, and they're comrades fighting for the same cause. Yeah, that's true. So how long are you going to be here? Well, we leave tomorrow and go back home, so we can get back to work. So, yeah, and I know there's a big gala tonight, right? Yes. To kick off this New Beginnings. And
anybody wants to know more about it, or if they want to know more about your daughter, there's a website or something that.
There is a website, a First Lieutenant Ashley White website. All you have to do is Google her, and you'll find out all you want to know. That's just how it's happened.
Well, yeah, it's great, and this is New Beginnings. It's Women's Veterans Transitional Housing. If you want to know more about that, you can go to the villagesforveterans.com. I believe that's their website, and talk to Maria. And we hopefully that we'll get a lot of money and we can get this thing going, because we owe it to the people, who give us our freedom.
Yes, we do. That's why we're here.
Yeah. So, anything particular you'd like to, Oh, well, we're going to be a movie, right? Is that right?
There is going to be a movie.
Who's going to play? Anybody? We need a scoop here. Who's going to play the part?
We're not there yet, and we're just, like biting our nails, wondering who they're going to pick to play her, because it has to be someone that's very humble, very, very about being compassionate and caring. It can't just be some. Don't depict her as some badass.
Yeah.
Because that's not who she really was.
Yeah.
Well, was she strong and physically fit? Oh, yes, she was. But she was just compassionate and just a caring person.
Yeah, she's not very tall, from what I remember. Right?
5'2". In fact, her twin is, I think, 5 foot. So yeah, they're not very big, but yeah.
She's sitting right over there.
Yes, and she also was in the Navy. Her sister was.
She was in the Navy?
And she opted out after Ashley's death.
Oh, okay. Well,
which is fine, but she still serves as in surgery and at a hospital helping people. So.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
Yep.
Great traditions.
Yep.
Well, anything you'd like to talk about other than any particular memory?
There's so many memories. I mean, my greatest blessings are my children and my grandchildren. Yeah. So I live for that. So, and just having her as my daughter is the greatest memory I could ever have. And
we are honored to have had her.
I hope that a lot of people donate so we can get this house built and we can help these women.
In closing, because I think you have a message you want to say, right? What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for people to help these veterans, all veterans, men and women. But please, help the women and get them back on their feet and get them out there so they can live their lives.
And let's make that donation, right?
Yes, make that donation, please.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Yep. I know several of my veterans organizations have chipped in already, and but we're not there yet. Mm-hmm. We will get there. We owe it to these veterans.
Yes, we do.
And I want to thank you for coming on my show.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I don't think you ever saw my show, have you?
I have not.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this. Veterans salute like this. Non-veterans salute like that. Mm-hmm. So you're going to do that, and I'm going to do this.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
To all our veterans out there, active military and their families, we salute you for all you do. Till next time. Did you do that?
I did.
All right. Hi, I'm Bob Peters, host of Central Florida Salute YouTube, and I'm proud to be a member here. And this is one of our officers, Jim Lettner, and this is AMVETS Post 2006. And Jim, tell us a little bit about AMVETS 2006. What does it take to be a member?
All you have to have served honorably in the U.S. services, military, and have a DD-214 showing that. Or if you want to join the Sons of the Auxiliary, you have to have a family member that has served.
Okay, we have a lot of activities going on, but I want to go inside and we'll see what it looks like inside. It's a little cooler in there.
Yeah,
too.
sure it is.
And you can tell me about some of the activities that go on here. Plus, you got to have a key card. You can see the hours of operation. Come on in. Jim, so tell me a little bit about what goes on in here.
Oh.
I see we have a
We have a kitchen. We have lunch 6 days a week. We have wings on Sunday, karaoke on Sunday, bands a 3 nights a week. We have games we play on Thursday evenings. We get a chance to win a little money if you get lucky.
We got
a full canteen here.
And what are the normal hours? You're open 11 o'clock.
11 to 8, 9 o'clock, whenever it dies out in the evening.
And you have dinners.
We have dinners.
And tell us about what is some of the charities you've donated to in the past.
Well, we just recently raised money to buy bulletproof vests for the police dogs. We support local students that want to go to college, give them scholarships. We donate to the national cemeteries, support Greece across America.
And we have a very active auxiliary here.
Very much so.
And so much with the sons.
Yeah.
And the auxiliary sends a lot of stuff overseas, do they not?
Oh yes, they get health and welfare items together and mail them to the troops overseas, yes.
Well, I'm hoping everybody comes by and stops in, because this is a fun place to be. I thank you for your time, and I thank you for your support for Central Florida Salute YouTube.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a member here.
And we're proud to support you.
Thank you.